Hi, my name is Nancy Basket and I make baskets. Go figure. I have a grandma a long time ago who was Cherokee on my dad's side, and I was given the information of who Margaret Basket was. I lived far away, 3,000 miles in Washington State. And I said, I've got to go back to learn more about the Cherokee history. So I did. I moved here 30 years ago. I've been learning with the elders since then, because the older you are, the more you know. And it's good to talk to the people who were here a long time ago. I make baskets of all different kinds of shapes and sizes. This is one of them. It's called random freeform. It means you can do what you want to. And you can take wisteria, you can take kudzu, you can split them apart, you can work with the nature around you. It's important to be outside this summer. It's important to be understanding of all that's around you. They have a right to be there too. And we don't believe as Native people that humans are on top and animals are below and everything else is below them. We all stand in the same circle together. So today I'm going to tell you some stories about some of my favorite tales, animals. Long time ago, there was a turtle, and he looked up in the sky and there were big birds flying by. He said, "Hey birds, take me up there with you, will you? I can't fly." And the birds left. The next day he's out there again and he says, "Birds, take me with you. I just want to know what it looks like up there." The birds left. Birds, third day. And he goes, "Please take me up there. Are the mountains pointed? Do the rivers sparkle like diamonds?" And they didn't say anything. The fourth day, that old turtle was out there again. He's not going to give up. And they come over and he starts to talk to him. And today, two of them carried sticks in their claws and they put it down in front of that turtle. And they said, "Turtle, we'll take you in the sky with us once, but it's your job to tell all the animals who can't fly either what it's like up here. We're not starting taxis for turtles." "Oh," he says, "I'll tell everybody because I really like to talk." They go, "We noticed. But we know that you don't have legs like ours. Yours are short and stubby and we can hold on to things you can't. So why don't you just hold on to the stick with your teeth, turtle?" They really wanted him to be quiet. And they said, "Just bite the stick and we'll take you up with us." "Oh," he's like, "just bite the stick, turtle." So he did. And they took him up in the air and he's going, "Oh, look, everybody, I'm flying. The mountains are pointed. The grass looks like a carpet. Oh, the rivers are sparkling like diamonds." And he took his lips off the stick and he fell down to the ground so hard he cracked his shell. And he cracked his shell into great big circles that are on most of the backs of turtles in the whole world today. I know that the story's got to be true because I have a turtle shell. My kids gave it to me. I turned it into a pocketbook. And my kids say when they see the shell, "Yeah, Mom, we know. Some days it's a good day to talk, and some days it's a good day to stay quiet." And that's a story about how the turtle got his shell from the native people in the Southwest. We have a story. And our stories, we like for children to see what they get out of the story. We don't have one thing that you're supposed to know at the end of each story. And if you don't get what we want you to, you're not right. We say to you, if you're younger, what did you like about the story? What didn't you understand? And then talk to the person who's telling it afterwards. That's called talk story. When you're little, you understand it one way. You hear it again, you understand it another way. And my daughter once, when she was in the 5th grade, she said, "Oh, I can tell that story, Mom." And I said, "Oh, really? Well, now it's your turn," because I took her with me to school sometimes when I was teaching. And I said, "Now it's your turn to stand up there and tell it." And her eyes got big like this, and she stood up and she told the story the best she could. So I'm hoping that you're going to hear these stories and try telling them too, because storytelling in the oral tradition when we speak is important. Long time ago, there was a wolf and he was sleeping in his den. His den wasn't like your living room, okay? It was out underneath a pile of rocks and he was minding his own business. But this wolf was mad and he was mean to everybody and he was snipping and snapping and saying bad words. And the raccoon says, "Hey, That wolf is a member of the wolf clan. He gets to go into our town council first, but he's always mad at people. I know what he needs. He needs a joke, and then that will lighten his life and he'll be happy again. I know just what to do. So that raccoon went out and he took some walnuts, because it was in the fall, and he hit the sleeping wolf right on the head. Not hard, he just woke the wolf up, and the wolf said, "You hurt me, you messed with me, and I'm going to take you apart. I'm going to tear you limb from limb and snatch your tail." And the raccoon thought that was funny because he knew he could run fast. So the raccoon is running fast as he can with his short little legs. And the wolf is running after that raccoon with his long, long legs. And the raccoon was running up into a tree because he ran out of breath. And he's up there and he's peeking through the leaves, waiting for the wolf to catch up. The wolf catches up. And he's tired and he has to take a drink out of the river running underneath a tree. And when he looked in the water, he saw the reflection of the raccoon in the water. It wasn't the raccoon, it was just a picture of the raccoon up there. And the wolf was so mad he didn't care, and he leaped in there, and he's going to get that raccoon, and he's going to bite him, and he's going to do all kinds of horrible things to him. And the wolf starts to choke, and he couldn't get to the shore fast enough. And he was so tired. He couldn't go back, he couldn't go forward, so he went to sleep. And the hot sun was making him sleep for a long time, and the raccoon knew it was his chance. He climbed down the tree and said, "If the wolf doesn't understand the story I was trying to tell him the first time, the lesson that he needed to learn, maybe he needs it again." So he goes down, he gets some soft sloopy mud and carefully puts it all over the wolf's eyes, and he knew that the hot sun would dry that clay, and then the wolf would be able to see, and that was funny. And the raccoon runs away. Now by this point you're going to say, what is wrong with that mean raccoon? Save it for a little later. The wolf is sleeping and he wakes up and he can't see because the hot sun baked the soft mud into hard clay. Oh, I can't see. Sometimes you need to get to a place where you need some help and ask for it. And that wolf was mad before, and then he sees what happens when you can't help yourself, and he's a big wolf, you know. So he's crying and he's waiting for some help. And a little bird, G-squat Owodage in Cherokee, comes and lands on the bush beside the wolf and says, "Wolf, how come you're crying like that?" The wolf said, "Because I can't see, and I've had some time to sit and think about what I've been doing, and I need some help." And the little bird said, "I can help you." And the wolf said, "I'll give you something." And the bird said, "I don't need any payment, I just know how to help." So the bird came over and he carefully pecked off all that clay on the wolf's eyes, and the wolf could see. And the wolf said, "Bird, thank you for helping me. I'm going to give you a present. I want to take you to a place where I saw down the road where these two-leggeds," that would be people, "were opening up rocks, and inside the rock is a paint. Come on, bird." This was told in a time when nobody lied. Everybody told the truth, and you could believe them. The bird wasn't afraid. He hopped on the wolf's shoulder. The wolf took him to that place, and the wolf said, "Now, before I show you about this paint, there is a stick on the tree. It's called a sweet gum. It tastes good. You go like this." And he chewed on it. He said, "Now, see the ends? It's wet with my mouth, and I turned into the first paintbrush. So, yeah, I'm going to dip that in this rock here, and I'm going to paint every feather on you, bird. And they'll never call you plain or brown or ordinary again. They're going to call you Redbird the Cardinal." So that's where the redbird comes from to this day. And if you see one in your yard this summer, maybe he will bring you luck like he brought the wolf luck and a lesson a long time ago. In the Northwest Coast, we have a word. The word is habu. It means, "Are you listening? Do you understand?" It's from the Lushootseed language-speaking people from the Northwest Coast. And every time I say habu, you say habu, then I know you're listening, and maybe there's time for one more story. Habu?
Habu.
All right, I heard one, so now we get another story. Long, long time ago, when the world was new, different people did different things. Coyote was very different. He came and he changed a whole lot of rules. That old coyote, he's always getting into trouble. And one night he was howling on a hill in Walhalla near where I live, and he was saying, "Hey, won't one of you pretty southern star ladies, or eastern, northern, and western, won't one of you star ladies dance with me?" The eastern, northern, and western star, they said, "Coyote, we're not going to dance with you. You don't follow through. You say you're going to do something and you don't." But the kind southern lady star, she said, "Coyote, I see that you're very handsome, Coyote, and I'll dance with you, but you got to promise to dance all night long." "Oh," he said, "I will. Just take me up there with you, will you?" And she did. She reached her hands down, she picked that coyote up, and they're dancing in the sky. And they're doing a two-step and a round dance and all the dances you'll see Native American people doing at a powwow. And they're dancing for a long time and they're happy. She's looking into his eyes. He's looking into hers. And they're dancing, having a good time until the coyote said, "Hey, pretty southern star lady, don't you think we need to sit down and have a drink of water?" She said, "Coyote, you promised to dance with me all night long. It's our job as stars to twinkle and twirl up here, so when the sky people look down, the children look up, they'll know that we love them." "Fine," he said, "I can dance as long as you can." And he threw things away and he was popping and locking and he was doing all the fast dances that I don't know how to do because I'm old, but he's dancing really hard. And that old coyote, he tricks himself and he steps on his tail. Ow! He let go of the star lady's hands and he fell out of the sky. Down there in the Southwest, my native friends say, "Yeah, that's right. We have that story. And when Coyote falls out of the sky, he lands down here in Arizona so hard he makes a deep, long ditch. And today we call it the Grand Canyon." And my friends up there in the north of the United States, they go, "Yeah, we have that story too. And when our coyote falls out of the sky, he bounces up here in what is now the United States. He bounces 5 times, makes great big holes. They all fill up with water. And today we call them the Great Lakes." And every time I tell the story, somebody else with a different perspective says, "I know what happened to all the dirt that went out of those holes." And they plopped down all over North Carolina, just a little bit away from where we live, and they made these great big circles, a little bit swampy, and only certain kind of plants will grow in there today, and they rhyme with moccasins. Their name for those places are pockasins. And my friends say, "Yeah, we've got that story too down here in the South. But when our coyote falls out of the sky, he deserved to have his tail catch on fire. Coyote's tail catches on fire and he becomes the first shooting star." So I hope your family will take you out and sit you on your front doorstep tonight, because maybe you can look at the stars if it's not raining. And if one falls out, you might call it a star, but a lot of Native peoples will say, "Yeah, that's that coyote because he's good looking, he has a lot of good dance moves, and some southern lady star will dance with one of them somewhere." Habu, habu. Thank you.